actions of Secretary Kennedy put us in danger. And listen, anybody who has to fire every single expert that's supposed to advise on something to get their way doesn't have a very good way.
Governor Andy Beshear there today calling Secretary RFK Jr. unfit to lead the health department. And he isn't alone amid calls for his resignation. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. was in the hot seat on Capitol Hill today.
We have more from Capitol Hill, the latest about the nation's vaccine policies and the debate.
This 3-hour Senate hearing got pretty contentious pretty much right off the bat, with a protester interrupting Kennedy's opening statement, and then Democrats quickly slamming Kennedy's leadership and his reshaping of government health agencies.
Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. defending his decision to fire the director of the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
We need bold, competent, and creative new leadership at CDC. People able and willing to chart a new course.
The hearing before the Senate Finance Committee was scheduled to focus on the Trump administration's 2026 healthcare agenda. But on the heels of Kennedy's ouster of former CDC Director Susan Monarez, Democrats quickly slammed his leadership and his longtime claims against vaccines and how that undermines public trust.
Sir, you're a charlatan. That's what you are. You're the ones who conflate chronic disease with the need for vaccines.
Two Republican physicians expressing concern about the Trump administration's changes to vaccine policy. John Barrasso of Wyoming saying Kennedy isn't upholding vaccine standards as promised during confirmation.
The public has seen measles outbreaks, leadership in the National Institute of Health questioning the use of mRNA vaccines. Americans don't know who to rely on.
Bill Cassidy of Louisiana critical of new FDA limits on COVID-19 vaccines.
I would say effectively we're denying people vaccine.
Kennedy argued current policy doesn't deny anyone a COVID-19 booster, although it is now state-dependent, and he defended his controversial moves to reshape government public health agencies.
If we don't end this chronic disease, we are the sickest country in the world. That's why we have to fire people at CDC. They did not do their job.
Kennedy's appearance came the day after more than 1,000 former and current HHS employees signed onto a letter calling on him to resign, a call echoed by some Democrats on the panel Thursday. On Capitol Hill, I'm Karen Kafa.
Right here in the state of Kentucky, you do need a prescription to get the COVID vaccine unless you have a pre-existing condition.
The new federal recommendations are for people 65 and older and people with a health condition. That's making it harder to get the vaccine on the local level.